Hi there people, welcome to Uberman UK. Well, let me tell you, it's war in the streets of London. It is turning into war. Now what I mean about that, Uber has got a major competition what's actually started this week in only London in the UK. This week in London called Taxify. Now if you hadn't heard of it, it's similar to Uber, same setup, it's a mobile app. And they are targeting London. They have invested a lot of money in London to start this new app up, what's called Taxify. Now, the difference is between Uber and Taxify. Uber charges 25% of the fare. So if it's tenner, it would charge £2.50. Now, Taxify at the moment is only charging 15% of their fare, which is always good for drivers. That means extra money is going to be paid for the drivers. So if you are thinking of starting with Taxify, you'll instantly get a 10% pay rise because you'll be saving 10%. So what do you think, people? Has Uber got a big competition here, people? But Uber, let me just say, is very dominated worldwide, even in Manchester and in London. They've got loads. They have in the UK 40,000 drivers in the UK alone. And Taxify, well, because they're starting in London, they might have a few hundred. So, and let me just say, the Taxify operates in 25 countries worldwide, and Uber operates in a massive 600 cities in the world. So Uber has massive got a competition. But maybe they're too big. Maybe all this scandal what's gone on recently with Uber is time for a new big boy to come into the market, Taxify. Now it's not in Manchester, it's only in London. Now they will do special promotions for passengers to get them to use this particular app. But what's worrying is that the director of the company Taxify said, we'll always be cheaper than Uber, which in the passenger's point of view, it thinks, yay, cheaper taxi rides, cheaper private hire rides. But what about the driver? We need to put the prices up in the UK and worldwide probably to compensate the driver's needs, because as I said before, they've got to pay for the fuel, they've got to pay the dreaded insurance, what's 80 quid a week, they've got to pay for their own wage, they've got to put food on the tables for their family. Every time a big competition like this, Taxify, comes in certain areas, Uber will respond. And how do you think Uber will respond? Well, they'll drop the prices to get more people to use their services instead of Taxify, because that's what business is. If you get a competition in your market who starts flooding your area, you'll drop the prices to drive them out. That's business. And unfortunately, the only person who's going to suffer is, as ever, the drivers. The passengers will benefit because they get cheaper taxi rides in or out of London. So a bit worrying, people, it really is. Remember, they have got a long competition in London. They've got Addison Lee, they have got that Get, another taxi app, and they've got some like Halo, something like that. They've got quite a few, but this Taxify is a big one, and it's hitting London streets now. So you can download the app and use it and see it. It's just the same driver. It'll be the normal driver, same driver. It'll be the normal driver picking you up with a cheap fare and takes you wherever you want to go. Be interesting, people, because what's happening in America, they have Uber and they have what's a company called Lyft. And what happens is the taxi man, the private hire drivers, works for both of them. Now, how he actually does that is he has a sticker what says Taxify and Uber, so they can pick multiple business up and they get the benefit of it to use different operators. But in this country there is a law where you have to register with one and have like the sign on your car. Now how would that work if there's multiple. Can you use multiple? Can you use Taxify on your phone and use Uber at the same time? I don't think you can. You've got to pick one or the other. So they're attracting drivers now for 15% to get to drive for Taxify. Now 15%, will they put that up? Well, I'll let you answer that. But at the moment, Uber's got major competitions in London. I tell you what, Uber must be getting a headache. There's so many problems, and here's the latest one: the competition. They always say competition is good. It's good for the customer, but bad for the driver. Take care, people. Let me know your thoughts and your ideas and what you think. Or if you are a London driver and you've actually seen these taxis, or you are a part of this Taxify, let me know. Tell me what you think. Is it a good? Is it bad? I would love to know your views, people. But this is a major setback for Uber in London. Another competition, because they don't really need it right now. They've got a lot to repair. They've got this big case coming up in September, what means our drivers classed as workers, these are workers' rights, or are they still classed as self-employed, which they are now. It'll be interesting to see when that court case is coming. I think it starts at end of September this month, 26th, 27th. It's 3 days, and it's not just Uber, it's multiple different apps what have come on the market and using this self-employed logo to give drivers and whatever company they're working for low pay when they maximise their profits for their greedy self, like any big corporation or company. So Taxify versus Uber, who's gonna win? Well, Uber has a way of winning because they are a massive company, massive they are, and they have ways of knocking competitors out by lowering the fares, by giving special deals to the passengers. They actually give free rides just to knock the competition out, believe it or not. This is what happens in America. So I'll be interested to see what will happen on the streets of London. Now, will they get the point is, will they get the drivers to change from Uber to Taxify? Because you have to take your badge off. I know it won't be not your badge, your sticker. It's not too much of a big deal, but are they going to get the customers? Because Uber now, everyone knows that Uber in London. Right, let's go behind the corner. Pop, pop, pop. Uber comes, and they think, oh, well, should we get a Taxify? Well, it's not there. I'll use Uber. Now, they're the kind of things what you need to look at. People will always go the cheapest and the quickest. Take care, people. Look after yourself. Look after each other. Uberman UK signing out.